Gamers, I saw a video recently, and it's called The Quiet Problem in Zenless Zone Zero No One Talks About. And I want to watch this video because, as you guys might not have known, if you don't know my channel, I did a video talking about the problems I think were within Zenless Zone Zero, and I love critiquing games. I love critiquing the games that I like playing, and Zenless Zone Zero being the my most favorite game right now to play. Why not watch this video and see what critiques are right here? Because I do feel like we do need to critique this game to get better, or we're gonna be in a situation like with 3.0 Honkai Star Rail, and it turns out to be absolute dog shit. All right, I wouldn't say dog shit, maybe a little bit too far there. It's pretty mid. We're gonna hop into this video here. I want to see what problems we're talking about today with Zenless Zone Zero by Floss and On You. Let's go ahead and subscribe to him, guys, if you're watching this video, this little react video here, and let's give it a like as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-like it because why not? But yeah, guys, go show them some love. I'm curious to see some of these comments here. Just a few more A ranks would be nice, but I don't think we need a lot as well. Okay, so it looks like they're talking about A ranks. I mean, like, I talked about A ranks in my video a bit, but let's see here what he has to say here.
What's up, guys? It's Flossin, and today I'm here to talk about something that's been bugging me.
Sure, buddy,
recently,
go for it.
I was part of a tier list collaboration with a few other content creators for Zenless Zone Zero. While the tier list discussion went fine,
Wait, what'd that say?
Collaboration with a few other content creators for
No, this is okay.
Zone Zero. While the tier list discussion went fine, something about it was still bothering me. I kept looking at our tier list over and over, trying to figure out what was bothering me so much.
Them fucking A ranks, brother.
So
Them fucking
I
A ranks.
sat down and really brainstormed on this. I thought about it over and over and over, and then finally, I logged on to Marvel Rivals.
Hell yeah, brother!
And I lost with
Hell
5
yeah,
FPS.
me too. Me too. Hey, brother. Hey, we dropped from platinum. We dropped from platinum to fucking silver. Oh, fuck.
But after that loss, it finally hit me. We have a big problem in Zenless.
Yep.
A problem that's growing more and more apparent as each.
Hey, I agree. I said getting new A ranks in this game is absolutely essential. I don't think we need to do A rank in this patch. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Problem that
I'm just assuming this is what he's talking about from the comments.
neither Genshin nor Honkai Star Rail carry the burden.
Oh, really? Neither of these.
And this problem, I think, will heavily affect the game in the future. And that problem is the A rank problem. Zenless has been really lacking in the A rank.
Damn fucking right, dude. I agree 100 fucking %. This is what I've been bringing up for every single problem video that I've had for Zenless Zone Zero, bro. The fucking A ranks in this game. Now, I don't know what he's going to go over, so I'll give context for what I'm going over here. What I want to do real quick, guys, is just going to pry one really quick and show you kind of what I'm talking about. I know I'm yapping here, but don't worry about it. I kind of want to show that I'm talking about here. Okay, we have a whole thing to do on that too, but let's go over to here real quick. Let's just, it doesn't matter. Let's go to tier list here real quick. Yeah, so if we take a look at what A ranks we have, guys, look at the A ranks we have here, right? The problem that I see with this is that we have the best A rank DPS in the game we have is Piper. The best A rank stunner we have is Anby, and this is a very basic stunner. I would say she's a fairly basic anomaly proc type character, and honestly, even with these two characters, I would say the main thing that she does is gives you a defense buff, right, or defense shred on the enemy, right, and then she gives you attack buff on the enemy. Those are the main things they do with M0. Obviously, you can get some small buffs here and there when you get their mindscapes up and up and up, but there is no like uniqueness to the buffs they have. For me, they don't like necessarily fit perfectly into any teams, or like they're not those niche feeling characters. Now you might think I'm code for this take here, but that's how I feel on these characters. But I'm curious to see what he says.
Me and a lot of other people concerned about the direction they're taking within the new releases.
Yeah.
So today I'm going to talk about the A rank problem.
Yep.
Why it's so important.
It is important.
And what the devs could do to fix this problem.
Easy. Release fucking more. Easy. Release more A ranks, and with those A ranks, make their kits, maybe you could fit them into more niches. I think what they could do, honestly and truthfully, is you release the S ranks that are kind of more generalized characters. Maybe you have some in niches, but they kind of cover a more broader array. Best way I can do, let me show you an example of what I mean by this as well. I'm fucking yapping my ass off right now anyways. So let's say this is your S rank right here, guys, and this S rank kind of plays like really super well into whatever niche this would be up here, right? But then they also kind of bleed into these other niches, and like they can be kind of used in these niches, right? And what I kind of feel like the A rank should be at is probably like in this area right here, where they kind of maybe work for a niche and they kind of branch off into two other niches. Maybe they don't do into the other ones, but they mainly focus on one particular niche. Because right now what they currently have in the game is like an all-encompassing buffer, so like they kind of work for every situation, but there's nothing like niched out to each certain thing, right? And the problem that we have with Honkai Star Rail right now, for example, is first of all, they're not releasing enough 4-star characters in Honkai Star Rail right now. A lot of them we do have are kind of ass anyways. Like, they don't really fit into any particular niche. Like, we have modes that works with follow-up teams, right? We have March 7th, which kind of works between follow-up and break, so you would put them, like, kind of in between these two areas right here. Wait, there's 2 of me? Oh, there is 2 of me. What the fuck? Hello? Fuck me, I lost my train of thought. Because then what this does, right, is since we have a lack of A ranks in the game, it makes more of these signature S rank / 5-star characters become more of like this nicheified role. Let's just say this is another S rank right here. Oh, now this S rank has to play more into this role here, and then maybe kind of sort it into these 2 roles, but mainly in this role, where I feel like that should be the role of the A rank or S rank character. Maybe I didn't explain that too much, but this is like kind of where you would want it to be at, right? Like, I would say your S ranks are more generalized because you get more value out of them that way, and then you take your A rank characters and go, hey, let's plop this one over here. It's an A rank character. It's in the standard gacha pool, so when you're pulling, you have a chance to get them. Let's put this one over here too. Oh, let's actually make this one, share these 2 categories right here, and then let's make these 2 share this category right here. That's kind of how I think it should go. But anyways, let's get back to it.
So if you couldn't already tell, the scarcity of A ranks is a real issue. With only 10 A rank agents in total,
not very many.
and just 1 addition since the roster.
This is a video by Flossing on You.
1.1. It seems like A ranks have been pushed to the side.
Damn right, just like in Zenless Zones. I mean, the Honkai Star Rail.
This oversight is puzzling and concerning. A ranks, while often viewed as weaker or less powerful,
I wouldn't even say that
are
necessarily.
crucial for maintaining game balance
100%.
and providing strategic diversity.
It also is. It's also like strategic diversity. I'm glad he brought up strategic diversity because you can actually give like more, like I said there, more specified strategic diversity within these characters that fit more of these niche roles versus you having to go out of your way to spend, up to 180 pulls or whatever to get a niche character to fit that role, to fit that team, when it could just be an A rank character that maybe doesn't do as much as, say, the S rank would do. Then you get this character, and like, yeah, I can finally use this A rank here, right? Also, same thing he's saying for new players here as well. I think it's really good for new players because of the fact that when new players are entering this game, they're obviously not going to have that super high amount of currency. Maybe they go through the story and get all of this currency, right? But genuinely, you still have to go through and pull all these different S ranks that are maybe more nicheified out, right? Whereas if the S ranks in the game were more well-rounded and worked in like different kind of niches, whether how big or small that might be, it would be better as a value. It's better value for the S ranks in that case.
Serve as essential stepping stones for new players and offer cost-effective alternatives
100%.
that help in crafting varied team compositions. The lack of focus on these agents since the game's early stages signals a worrying trend towards less inclusive and more monetized gameplay approach. This is particularly alarming, as it could alienate a significant portion of the player base, especially those who rely on more accessible characters
100%.
to progress and enjoy the game.
It fucks your free-to-play players out. It also kind of fucks your new players out too, but mainly it's fucking those free-to-play players out because the problem with adding S ranks in every patch is it's going to become like Honkai Star Rail. I know I keep relating this back to Honkai Star Rail, but that's the other big game that I play. Follow the channel if you haven't already for Honkai Star Rail content, obviously. But the big problem with Honkai Star Rail is there's just so much fucking power creep in this damn game, right? Like, we saw the addition of the Herda now, right? We're already starting to see chinks in the army of Acheron. We're already starting to see chinks in the army of Boot. Like, we're starting to see chinks in the armor of these characters. Now, there are some outliers, like Jing Yuan, obviously getting a big buff from someone like Sunday, right? But overall, we are starting to see a lot of power creep in the game because they release so many fucking S ranks, and the A ranks here are also lower down on this tier list. They are not as good for certain team comps because they are not releasing the A rank, so then it kind of cuckolds you in to pulling for these S rank characters or 5-star characters to keep up with the current content in the game because these A ranks are now not keeping up, and that is what I fear is going to happen with Zenless Zone Zero. Is we're going to get to the point of power creep where the lack of A ranks we have in the game is going to be hella outpaced by power creep, and they're just not going to be very relevant anymore. That is my main concern.
The first and biggest problem about this is the accessibility of agents. A ranks allow players, more specifically free-to-play players, to have a wider roster of characters to pick from. Even though they are less efficient than
100%.
S ranks, it still gives players a way to build teams easier without digging into their wallets. I know that a lot of you aren't new players, and maybe you've been playing the game since day one, but I personally get a lot of comments every week about players who just started the game, and they will often tell me that they don't have previous characters that can fit into certain teams. Now, you could just say that they'll have to wait for a rerun, which is true, but I also think A rank should be there to fill those gaps.
Dude,
even
exactly.
If we as veteran players
100%.
don't use them. The next reason as of why we need A ranks in the game, and that reason is banners. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know about some of you, but I've been slowly maxing out all of the
Yeah,
mindscapes on
me
my
too.
A rank agents.
And if you, hey buddy, when a new, yeah, he might say it right here. Let's see.
Every time a new banner comes around, I sometimes don't even want to pull on it because I already have the mindscapes needed for the A ranks on the banner.
Exactly, dude. You know how much shit it feels? It feels so shitty to have like max like eidolons or mass mindscapes on characters. You're pulling for these bad boys, and it's like, well, damn, they made an extra pull. Then you start. No, that's when you really go full copium. That's when you go real full copium like me, guys. And I'm fucking out here farming for fucking duplicates that I already have maxed out character for. Like, I need an extra pull for the banner. Okay, that it feels like shit.
As
I'm not gonna
veteran
lie.
players, it almost feels like we're getting
agree.
punished by playing the game more because the devs aren't adding new A ranks.
Yep.
This was personally one of the reasons why I decided not to pull on Lighter's banner.
Bro, those A ranks are dog shit too. Those A ranks are dog shit too.
The A ranks on that banner
Oh
were
my
already
gosh.
maxed on my account, and don't
Exactly.
hate me when I say this.
They're not good
but
either.
They were boring to me.
Yeah, they're
Now,
not very
that's
good.
not a knack at Ben or Corin at all, but we've seen these agents already since the beginning
Yep.
of the game. And on top of that, both of them are given to us for free.
100%.
We've had our time to play with them, but I don't want
That's like when you're playing Honkai Star Rail and you get a Herda. And you pull a normal Herda, 4-star Herda. That shit feels
doing
fucking...
that for another
that
6
shit
months.
feels ass.
I'd like to see my pulls have more value instead of just trying to
I
get
will
the new...
give ZZZ the benefit of the doubt here, though, because I do like the banner system they have with 2 A ranks there instead of 3 A ranks there, like Honkai Star Rail does with their 4 stars. Having 3 4 stars on the banner, I do think it is better to only have 2 there because it does less than the RNG you're getting to pull there, but it would be nice to see these more included. Now, how would I like to see it included? Honestly, I really just would want to see them integrate maybe 1 new 4-star every full patch, right? Or maybe every other full patch, right? We just need more into the game. I don't think we need every single patch.
Agent. Now, I spoke earlier about adding A ranks that are similar to S ranks in the game, which sounds nice, but couldn't work in Zenless.
I don't think so either.
Let me rephrase that. It could have worked, but it's too late, and here's why.
Okay.
Let's say you're back in patch 1.2,
Okay.
and you want Bernice because everyone has been hyping her up.
Sure.
So you decide to pull for her.
Well, I just watched the Doc Coon video.
You spend money, you unfortunately lose your 50-50, but you finally get her after going to hard pity. 180 pulls down the drain.
Yeah, down bad,
Then,
buddy.
Next patch, out of nowhere, the devs add an A rank anomaly agent that can apply anomaly off field just like Bernice, but with toned down stats.
I think that's fine though.
You feel ripped off, right? This is the game's big...
I don't know. I think like, okay, so I think I kind of disagree with that because I do feel like they could do that, but I feel like the S rank would need to do more outside of that. Like I bring it to my chart before, right? The A rank would need to, obviously, if we're talking about Bernice in this case, this is anomaly up here, right? She's obviously focused on doing anomaly, right? And she bleeds into like doing maybe like debuffs or something here, then she bleeds into doing something else, and then she bleeds into doing something else. Whereas I think this character could, you know, kind of fill this gap here. Obviously, you lower the stats, so the circle kind of gets smaller here, and then also on top of that, it's just not doing these other things that she could do. So there still is incentive for you to actually get the S rank character because she provides a lot more just outside of the sub DPS anomaly off field damage that she provides already, like the main shtick of her character. There's other things outside of it to help, right? And I think the best example I can give of this is someone like Astra, right? I think Astra and also Seizure King are a great example of this. You have someone like Seizure King that goes, first of all, she's a shielder, right? So obviously she's putting shield in your allies, but not only does she do shield in your allies, she is going over in this category, giving you an attack buff. And she goes over in this category here, and what does she give? She gives a vulnerability debuff for the enemy, right? And then also, she helps with break as well. So she's providing buffs, debuffs, breaking, and then also shield. So she kind of fits into every single category here. Whereas, let's say you ran someone on the team that's already a shielder, like Ben Biggerton, or maybe even Seth, right? What does Seth provide? He provides shield and anomaly proficiency, so a buff. So he fits into these two things right here, right? At a lower level, obviously. He fits into these two things at a lower level, right? And this is what I kind of mean by this, right? Because there's still obviously incentive for you to pull Caesar, but he still fits in this niche pretty well. Like if it's a nomination, he provides shield to your team or is a stain to your team.
Biggest problem. Zenless can't go in this direction of adding A ranks that work just like the S ranks, because we've already put ourselves in a position where the player base is gonna feel resentment towards this type of practice. And frankly, if this happened with my own Bernice, it would leave a really sour taste in my mouth. But I'll play devil's advocate for a moment, because I know some of you might say, well, Flossin, I personally don't care if they did this. And here's the thing, that right there, not caring, is a problem in itself. If we go the route of creating lesser agents for our S ranks that are already in the game,
I think there is an area for putting these these characters that are kind of similar in the same vein, because I feel like that's where the A ranks have to be.
This would benefit new players, yes, which is great, but for veteran players, we wouldn't even think twice about these A-rank agents because we already have the better version.
Sure. So I get that, right? But for veteran players, you're probably already going to be pulling the most meta-breaking character anyways and not relying on those A-rank characters if that's the logic.
Even imagine how a release like that would go during this time in the game. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hoyoverse here, and we've got something amazing for you. That's right, baby. Next patch, we're releasing an A-rank agent called Caesar Prince. Yup,
Caesar Prince,
and
yes,
Caesar Prince is going to provide a 20-second shield, a 300 attack buff, and crowd control that only works on one enemy. We know you guys already have Caesar King, but
I think that's fine though.
What do you guys think?
I think that kit right there is not too good, but I feel like they could implement, I feel like implementing stuff like that's fine.
Anyway, what time you get off tonight, beautiful? These agents will provide zero value to us, and it would feel like there's no new addition to our roster.
Okay, I want to see what is
something unique to their kit alone.
Okay, let's talk about
Seth, for instance.
Okay.
Seth was the first A-rank agent in the game to be released, and while he isn't the flashiest character in Zenless, what makes him valuable is his core passive. Seth is the only agent in the game who offers an unconditional 100 points of anomaly proficiency.
Yeah.
This unique
That's what I'm saying. I think
trait
they had to
makes
be
him
different. Like the thing is, they can take aspects of other characters, right? And with taking these aspects of other characters, you don't make it completely the same. Like you don't take the full kit of Bernice and then shrink it down to like smaller numbers in each thing. What you do is you have Bernice that has multiple different things, and then you say, oh well, Bernice can do anomaly off-field damage, and then she can do a debuff as well. You can have like a sub DPS that goes, okay, well let's put a different kind of debuff on the enemy here, or let's give a buff to the team instead, and I feel like that could be very beneficial.
Great component for any anomaly focused team setup. Now, is Seth the best to use in anomaly teams? No. Are his multipliers worse than most anomaly type agents in the game? Yes, but that doesn't mean he can't play an important role of the anomaly playstyle. His role demonstrates that A-rank agents don't need to overshadow S-ranks to be valuable. They just need to fulfill a unique niche that enhances team dynamics. Seth's ability to fit so well into anomaly setups.
I just disagree with the fact that they can't be similar in some ways, right? Like I feel like, okay, maybe his take here is like taking like the Bernice kit, like everything that Bernice does, and then shrinking it down, kind of what I mentioned before there. But like I said before, you can take certain portions of that kit and disperse it out with it. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Like you can take certain portions here and kind of disperse it out. You got mentioned with the Caesar and Seth comparison, right? Like she does all of these different things, but he provides shield and he provides anomaly here as well, right? He has attack buff too, but you get the point. Like he provides these two things. He fits into this niche here, whereas yes, she fits mostly the shielder, but she kind of works as an overarching buffer for kind of everyone. He's more niche-ified into that role. Same thing that can be said with Bernice, right? Let's say Bernice was more of like this anomaly DPS here, because my take on this is, how would you feel if the only way you could get off-field anomaly sub DPS was from Bernice or from a signature S rank? I don't think that's fair either. I feel like there should be an alternative we had there. So maybe you add, like I said before, someone that does off-field anomaly damage here, and then maybe gives you some sort of buff here as well.
Well thought out A-rank agent. And this is what I think Zenless should be doing in the future with A-ranks. We need to lean into the uniqueness or niche playstyles.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Just like how Seth leans into his role as an anomaly buffer. After watching the 1.5 live stream, we know that Evelyn loves the chain attack.
Yeah, she loves chain attack.
Why not create an A-rank that unconditionally buffs?
Yeah, I think that's fun.
Or consider Astra Yao, who's basically an off-field agent.
Yeah.
What if we introduce an A-rank DPS that does more damage when an agent is on field?
Exactly.
I'm not saying that they should do these specifically, but it's just an idea. I'm not a game developer, and I'm not going to sit here and
No, I think that's a great idea. I think you should do that. I think you could even add a buffer into the game that would buff those chain attacks as well. So you could run a team with maybe Astra on the field, and then like Astra's your on-field type thing, and then you have someone else that kind of plays more of a buffing role for those chain attacks, and then maybe does some like sub DPS level of damage too to enhance upon that
Act
more.
like one.
I don't know.
But I believe these tiny implications can go a long way. Seth has already shown us this outcome is possible, and I don't think it would be too difficult to implement this in the game. Like many other people, I'm getting a bit tired of having to pull on a banner for an S rank I can't even guarantee just to enjoy a different playstyle.
I agree.
Not only is pulling on every banner highly
It's fucking really unrealistic,
but it's also a drag when I really want to dive into a different kit of an agent.
I agree,
also
man.
want a reason to pull on these banners besides just the S rank Hoyoverse. I would really appreciate that our pulls get more valuable, like in Genshin or Honkai Star Rail.
Okay, well,
And frankly,
let's pause there. I don't know about Honkai Star Rail pulls being valuable. Honkai Star Rail has the exact same problem with 4 stars,
I
honestly.
just want to see more A ranks in the game.
I agree.
And I hate that they've been on the back burner recently. But yeah. I think that's enough yapping out of me.
Hey, brother,
guys,
that's enough
the
yapping
A-rank
out of me, too.
situation in Zenless has started to get really out of hand.
I agree.
Especially since there was no announcement.
Yep, I agree. And honestly, if there's not one, this one, I'm gonna make a hella rant video about it too. Hey guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to see a fucking hella rant video on this shit. I mean, wait, oh, he said, what can we do? Wait, what's this? How do you feel about that? Okay, yeah. So, overall, I think you guys pretty much got my thoughts across this video. Yo, W video by Flossin on you. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already, guys. I think this is a great video to go watch. I think this is a very big problem that I've talked about before in previous videos that I got shit on for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I talked about it in a, maybe in an untimely manner. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully in 1.6, or I think that's what the patch is. Yeah, 1.6, we do see some more A-rank characters. We should be getting drip marketing here pretty soon, or maybe the drip marketing's out by the time this video gets released. I don't fucking know. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Later. Bye-bye.